That system's been put together by many great achievers who have spent their lives, dedicating their lives to enrich lives and achieving many of the dreams and the goals that we're all looking to achieve. Now, we're all familiar with how this business can work for us, and what excites us and reinforces the decisions that we make to make this business our future is the realization of the dreams that we've been storing in our minds becoming a reality for us. And those pictures of ourselves and in that lifestyle image that we've been storing in our minds for so long have started to fade over the years because we've lost the reinforcement to realize that each dream that we have is possible to achieve. Each and every one of us is very capable of storing mental pictures in our minds of how we want things to be, of how we want things to be in the future, just as we're all capable of storing things in our mind of things we don't want to happen. We're all capable of worrying, and we've all worried at some point in our lives. But your subconscious mind will do just as you instruct it to do. If you're holding negative thoughts, then your subconscious mind receives the instructions to make those thoughts a reality. But if those thoughts you're holding are positive ones, then you'll always achieve the positive results. And that's why it's so important to build a picture in our mind of the things we really want to achieve. So we're constantly feeding our subconscious mind with the instructions and being specific about those dreams. And you heard with the directs being recognised this afternoon on a minute of what they see in the business, so crystal clear of the lifestyle they're looking to achieve with this business. They've learnt the art of dreaming. And a few years ago, we were really privileged because we had such an exciting opportunity to spend a week in Menorca with Bill and Leslie O'Brien and Jerry Mandy and Pat and Greta and some of the pearls and emeralds in the organisation at that time. And that week was really a dream come true, to be amongst your finest heroes on beautiful beaches in an ideal climate. And one afternoon during that week, I was sitting on the beach right next to Leslie O'Brien, and we were sitting just on the shoreline, far enough into the water just to keep cool, and just chatting about all of the wonderful places that Bill and Leslie have visited, and some of the traditions of the islands that they've been to, and some of the variation of the food that they tasted, and the wonderful clothes that they'd brought all around the world, and some of the special moments that they'd experienced with close friends they'd shared those trips with. And Leslie was so specific with the detail when she was talking about those experiences. And, in my mind, I was generating 100 more goals that we could achieve because it was just whetting the taste buds. And it's so exciting to picture the future because knowing specifically what you want out of life gives you the motivation to go out and achieve it. And Leslie asked me about some of the goals we were looking to achieve and some of the dreams we had. And we talked a lot about Neil not having to go to work for 7 days a week, every week, and work for someone else, and achieving the freedom in this business, and having someone in to help with the cleaning and the ironing and all the household chores that the women just want to get rid of. And, just really so we could have more time together as a family. And Leslie said something that's always stayed with me. She said, do you picture those dreams all of the time? Do you think about those dreams all of the time? Keep reminding yourself by picturing them, and keep reminding yourself of them by putting pictures up on the wall that you see every day. So you know in your mind, because the will to win is determined by the power of the dream. And sometimes it takes physical dream building to make that dream crystal clear. It means going and looking at the houses that we look to live in, whether it's a Tudor style, a modern one, an old Edwardian style, Georgian, whatever it is that excites us. It takes time to physically go out and look at those things. It may be boats that you're excited about. It may be cars, and you may think that you like a BMW, but until you've driven one, you can't be crystal clear with that dream. Or it may be a Mercedes. It may be clothes that you look to be able to go and buy. And we can all go and have a look at the clothes, but remember not to buy them just yet, because delayed gratification is one of the key disciplines that we practice in this business, and those big things are definitely worth waiting for. Maybe it's the holidays you're looking to achieve and spend more time abroad in the hot climate. Take time to go to the travel agencies and hire out the videos so you can really see what it's like. Maybe a goal is to help your parents, or maybe some of the goals are really personal to you, but keep reminding yourself of them. And it's important to know the finest detail of each image you hold and picture yourself as part of that image. Because by making those dreams so crystal clear, there'll never be room for the doubt to creep in, and we must never allow that doubt to get in. Maybe one of your dreams is to own a bigger house. So start by visualizing the type of house that you'd like to live in, and see yourself sitting in that home in one of the rooms, and know how many bedrooms it will have, whether you've got old furniture or new furniture, whether you've got tapestry on the wall, whether you've got a collection of paintings by a favourite artist. Whatever it is, make sure you include your children if you have them in that picture, or a family pet. So it's very real to you and you're picturing it as a reality. And exercise this habit daily. Think about those dreams all of the time. Maybe when you're in the bath or just before you're going to sleep, close your eyes and just turn on those mental pictures before you go to sleep, seeing yourself in that image, seeing yourself in that house you'd like to live in, and start role-playing in that image. Perhaps you're sitting in a large farmhouse kitchen, making flapjacks with your children. Maybe a goal for you is to start a family, or you're with your grandchildren. And then you're looking out of the window and you see your husband drive into the drive in the new black BMW that you've had pinned up on your wall for so long. And he's just bought it for you. And you rush out there with your children and you just can't wait to get in. You're so excited, and you get in and you're thinking, where shall I drive it? It's got to be somewhere that's got wide lanes. There's got to be a big turning area because I need time to get familiar with the width of this car. And I've never had power steering before. And you look behind you and your children are asking, what's this button for? What's that button for? And your electric windows are going up and down and up and down. And there's flapjack crumbs all over the back seat, but it doesn't matter because you're so excited. Our mind will always think in pictures. Our thoughts become pictures. And positive thoughts will always cause the positive results. And a great book to help exercise those mental pictures of the dreams that you have is Grow Rich While You Sleep. And in that book, it will help you with the realities of your dream. And a great exercise to make those pictures real is to see the picture as a whole through your own eyes, rather than seeing yourself as a reflection. You actually see it out of your own eyes, making it real. Maybe one of your goals is to be recognised on stage, maybe at the 12% level or the 21% level. And in that picture, you'll know what outfit you'll be wearing, you'll know what colour shoes you have on, and you'll see the image of your partner smiling at you and holding out his hand to give you support up those steps, and you're taking it really steady up those steps, and you look down so as not to trip, and you see your shoes, and you go across the stage, and everyone in the audience is clapping and cheering and smiling, and they're so pleased for you and so pleased for your success. And you head towards the hosts and you shake their hands, and maybe you get a little kiss, or if it's Andy, you may get a big hug. And you're thinking all the time, my name, what's my name? As that microphone is coming towards you. Maybe it's emeralds you see yourselves at, and you see yourselves being recognised as new emeralds, but this time you're at a major function, and there are thousands of people out in that audience clapping and cheering for you. And Pat Gregory or Jerry Scriven asks all new emeralds to come and be recognised on the stage, and I bet some butterflies are flying around inside you right now, but it's so exciting. And you look at your husband, and there he is, and he looks so debonair in his DJ, and he looks much younger than ever right now. And this time you grab his hand again and you go up those steps. And as you look down, the light catches your sparkly shoes. And you're in that glittery dress that you've wanted for so long. What colour is it going to be? Is it going to be a long dress or a short dress? Whatever it is, you look absolutely fabulous. And all of the emeralds and the diamonds are standing on that stage, and they're clapping and they're smiling, and they're so desperate just to congratulate you with a big hug and some warm words. But by learning the art of building those pictures in your mind, you're going to witness some of the most wonderful treasures of life. But those dreams will always remain pictures unless we decide that we want to achieve them, and we decide when we want to achieve them, and we start backing that decision with some action by goal setting and working to a plan in order to achieve each goal. Now, goal setting is one of the most enjoyable and most excitable exercises in this business. The most exciting is accomplishment, and to actually see others accomplish their goals. And I remember Neil and I so desperately wanting to move from 6% to 9%, but we just didn't know how to do it. And it seemed such a big jump and almost unachievable until we were privileged to have some time with Pat Gregory. And, we still keep the pieces of paper today from those earlier years. And the information we received when we were goal setting with Pat was just what we needed to hear, and just to the letter helped us to reach each goal. And when you write your goals down, what you do is seal them into concrete. Your upline is so valuable because your upline is your helpline. They're there to help you. And your upline will map out a step-by-step proven plan in order for you to accomplish each goal. And our attitude always changed after we'd been goal setting with Pat, because each goal moved closer for us, and we could actually see ourselves accomplishing that goal because we believed we could do it, with a lot of help from Pat and Greta and words of encouragement. And we knew then, after being with them, what was needed, what we had to do. And the power of words could never describe the love and respect we'll always have for Pat and Greta and Jerry and Mandy, for the perfect role models that they've always been, and for all that they've helped us to overcome with their friendship that we'll always treasure. But your goals, however big or however small, are a definite promise that you've made to yourself. And never ever give up on your goal. We know things don't always go to plan, but with the spirit that we develop in this business, it just helps us to face every challenge bravely and know that we can overcome any obstacle that's standing in our way by talking things into existence. And with that spirit, nothing can keep you from achieving. And for reinforcement and encouragement, if you're feeling your plan isn't going right, don't give up. Pick up the phone and speak with your upline, and spend some time with your upline and utilise the tapes that we have for support. Jerry Mandy's Scriven Rally is a brilliant tape which reinforces the fact of never ever giving up on your goal, and how positive words of encouragement can really make the difference and give you the motivation to succeed. Because we all have a tendency to see ourselves as other people see us, or see ourselves as other people expect us to be. And Dave and Denise Butler also, a recent continuing education tape, is perfect for an example of overcoming and the power of positive words. But one of the biggest gifts that you can give your husbands or your partners or your goodie getters, as Leslie O'Brien says, is a lot of support and a lot of encouragement. And a good goal to have is to keep a good atmosphere in the home at all times. Kind words to your partners will do wonders, and never ever doubt his ability. At meal times, we always practice a fun exercise, and if we're all sitting around at a meal, I'll say, everyone who loves Daddy, put your hands up. And these little hands go, yes. Or we say, everyone who thinks Daddy's going to have a great meeting tonight. And these hands shoot up and they're excited for him. Or everyone that thinks Daddy's going to sponsor everybody in that room tonight. And their hands are up again, and they're really showing their belief in him. Building the unity in the home. But pack little notes in lunch boxes too. If your husbands or partners are out to work, Little words of encouragement, pictures of the dreams you're looking to achieve, and show your belief in them, and help to keep that dream crystal clear. And pack notes in your children's lunchboxes too. And it always makes me smile around lunchtime when I think of them opening up their lunchbox and finding these little notes inside. But it's good to share your dreams with your children, so they understand the reason for delayed gratification, and they understand and appreciate the experience of goal setting and then working towards a goal, the experience of accomplishment. And you may have heard the diamond tree talked about, when we draw out a tree for our children and they can stick on stars or diamonds when you go out. Or if they've achieved something or helped, they get another reward. And then when they've reached so many stars on that tree, then they get their reward, that they've goal set themselves. So it teaches them goal setting. You know, Sam and Charlotte love this exercise, and Sam has gold stars and Charlotte has silver ones, and they're just so eager if you go out to get a star on that tree, on that chart. Abby doesn't participate in this. She hasn't really learnt the spirit of teamwork and spends most of the time when no one's looking ripping off the stars or changing them around. But you've probably heard this statement before, that you never get what you want, but you'll always get what you picture. And when you're really switched on with your dream, your attitude becomes so much sharper, and you become far more receptive, and you become far more hungry, and you've developed that hunger to learn, to attain the positive results and accomplish those special dreams that only you can hold inside. But as Denise Butler said when they were being recognised and speaking as new diamonds, dare to dream bigger. And one last thought, something that Pat and Greta have reinforced to us so many times, this little statement: whatever your mind can conceive and believe, you will achieve. Here's Neil.
You see, it's making a decision to be committed with the business. There's one decision to join the business, there's a second decision to get committed. And you see, success is only a decision away. I don't know if anyone ever done this. Anyone gone out for a Sunday afternoon drive with their wives? And if you ask the wife where she wants to go, and it's usually, well, I don't mind. And she asks you where you want to go, and you say, well, I don't mind. And you spend the whole Sunday afternoon driving around at 5 miles an hour. Or if you're not, or perhaps if you're going somewhere and you see the other Sunday afternoon drivers driving around. And we were guilty of this. We spent a lot of Sunday afternoons driving around. Then all of a sudden, Ruth would say, why don't we go to Maggie Mae's and have a cup of tea? And all of a sudden, no indicator would come on. We'd stick it down in the third, one it, and all of a sudden we'd drive off around the roads as though they were Brands Hatch. Because all of a sudden we had a goal as to where we were going. And that's a little bit like this business. We've got to have the goal. It's exactly where we're going. And you see, someone said to us the other evening, we were doing a planned training, and they came up to us and they said, do you mind if we ask you a question? And I said, well, it depends what the question is. And the question was very simply this. They said, why did you take 2 years before you started building this business? And with a little bit tongue-in-cheek, I replied, because I was stupid. And then they said, well, tell me this. After 2 years of not building this business but being around it, what suddenly made you decide to do it? I said, because we realised how stupid we were. But now, I know that that's probably not the right way of putting it, but the real reason behind it all, we were paralysed by fear. We used to read that Magic of Thinking Big, and it used to say action that conquers fear. And if you read this month's Book of the Month, it talks about a little boy that goes to school. And on his route to school, all of a sudden there was this great big bulldog. So he decided to go the longer route, and he went the longer route, couldn't take his shortcut any longer. And all of a sudden one day he thought, I'm going to face my fear. And he tooled up, he got a stick, and he walked down his shortcut, and that bulldog bounced out at him. And he looked at the bulldog, and the boy just laughed his head off, because as the bulldog snarled, he had no teeth.